Have you ever noticed your dog let out a long, heavy sigh and wondered what it really meant? Most of us smile, thinking it's just cute, maybe a sign of relaxation. But what if that sigh was something deeper, something your dog has been trying to tell you all along? What if every breath carried hidden emotions, unspoken needs, and silent messages about the bond you share? Because behind that quiet sound could be a confession of love, a plea for attention, or even a whisper of loneliness. Some sighs reveal comfort, while others hint at frustration or longing. And the truth is, most of us walk right past them, never realizing our dogs have been speaking to us in this way all along. Tonight, I want to take you into that hidden world, a world where sighs aren't just background noise, but windows into your dog's heart. And once you see it, you'll never hear your dog the same way again. Sarah never thought much of her golden retriever Max's sighs. He was a happy, healthy dog. Every morning, he greeted her with the same excitement, the jingle of his collar, the eager paws tapping against the kitchen floor, the playful nudge against her hand asking for breakfast. Max wasn't just a pet, he was family. He followed Sarah from room to room, curled up by her feet when she worked, and wagged his tail like a flag of joy when she reached for the leash. To anyone watching, Max had the perfect life. Walks in the park, belly rubs on the couch, evenings spent snuggled close to Sarah. She believed she knew him better than anyone else. Every bark, every tail wag, every playful tilt of his head, she thought she could read it all. But one small detail slipped past her, a detail so ordinary it almost disappeared into the background. After walks, quiet evenings, or sometimes just before sleep, Max would let out a long, drawn-out sigh. Not once, but again and again, as if trying to say something Sarah couldn't quite hear. At first, she brushed it off, a random sound, harmless. But the more she noticed, the more she wondered, was Max simply relaxed? Or was there something hidden behind that sigh? And here's where everything changed. Dogs don't just do things randomly. Every gesture, every sound, every behavior has meaning. And sighs, they carry more weight than most of us realize. Sometimes a sigh is a signal of pure contentment. Imagine coming home after a long day, sitting on the couch, and your dog curls up beside you. They stretch, rest their head on your lap, and then that sigh. It's not just relaxation. It's your dog saying, "I feel safe here. I trust you enough to let my guard down." Think about that for a second. In the wild, letting your guard down, loosening your body, closing your eyes could mean danger. For your dog to do that with you, that's the ultimate compliment. That's love made audible. But here's the twist. Not all sighs are the same. Other sighs carry a different meaning, longing. Picture this. You're working on your laptop. Your dog lies at your feet waiting. You're busy typing, maybe scrolling through your phone. And then you hear it. A sigh. Not the soft exhale of relaxation, but a heavier one. A sigh of, "I want more from you. Do you see me? Will you notice me?" So many owners miss this. We assume it's relaxation when it's actually a quiet plea for connection. Think back, how many times has your dog sighed when you were distracted? How many times did you dismiss it, when all they wanted was your eyes meeting theirs, your hand reaching down, your presence? And the question becomes, how do you know the difference? The secret is in the body language. Dogs speak with their whole selves, not just their breath. When the body is loose, eyes half closed, muscles soft, that sigh is relaxation. But if the head is lifted, ears perked, eyes focused on you, the sigh becomes something else. That's longing. That's your dog's quiet way of asking, "Will you love me back?" It's subtle, it's easy to miss. But once you notice, you'll start hearing your dog differently. You'll realize those sighs you brushed aside were actually the moments your dog was reaching out. And if that doesn't make your heart ache, what will? But sighs don't stop there. Sometimes they reveal frustration. Think of training sessions. You ask your dog to sit. They hesitate. You ask again. Finally, they drop their bottom to the ground and let out a sigh. That's not relaxation. That's not longing. That's your dog saying, "This is hard. I don't get it. I'm trying, but I'm overwhelmed." It's the canine version of a teenager sighing over homework. Not anger, not resentment, just a release of tension. And here's where owners often go wrong. They push harder, thinking the dog is being stubborn. But if you catch that sigh, if you recognize it as a sign of stress, you can pause, you can slow down, you can turn frustration into learning, and suddenly, training becomes a bond, not a battle. So the next time your dog sighs during training, ask yourself, are they being difficult, or are they asking for patience? Scientists who study dog behavior say sighs are a form of emotional reset. Just like humans sigh to release stress, to lower our heart rate, dogs use sighs to regulate their emotions. It's their way of resetting, of calming themselves. So when your dog sighs, they're not just exhaling air, they're showing you their inner state. Joy, disappointment, relief, love. Each sigh is a window, if you're willing to look through it. And suddenly, a simple sound becomes a conversation. Sarah began noticing more. Max sighed when she ignored him. He sighed when he got belly rubs. He sighed when she asked him to repeat a command too many times. Each sigh was different. Each one told a story. And then came the moment that shook her. It was late one night. The house was quiet. Sarah was doing dishes when Max walked in and sat at her side. He looked at her, eyes soft, body still. And then he sighed. Not soft, not longing but heavy. A sigh that carried weight. Sarah froze. Because for the first time, she wondered if Max was telling her something he couldn't show in any other way. Was he lonely? Was he tired of waiting for her attention? Was he simply asking to be seen? That was the turning point. Here's the shocking truth. A dog's sigh can be the purest act of vulnerability you'll ever witness. Dogs evolved to hide weakness, to mask emotions that could make them prey. But with you, the person they trust most, they allow themselves to sigh, to exhale, to surrender. That sigh is their way of saying, I am safe enough with you to show my heart. Think about how powerful that is. Every sigh, every small breath, is your dog offering you trust. And when it carries heaviness, it may also carry something heartbreaking: sadness, loneliness, even pain. Silent cries, hidden in plain sight. Dogs can't sit you down and tell you they're hurting. They can't say they're lonely when you leave or that their joints ache climbing stairs. But sometimes their sighs do. Excessive sighing, paired with restlessness or withdrawal, can signal anxiety or even depression in dogs. That sigh you thought was nothing, it might be the first whisper of a bigger struggle. A sigh can be the earliest clue, the warning before the shout. Imagine catching it early. Imagine saving your dog pain simply by paying attention. And yet, the most profound truth about sighs isn't sadness. It's love. When your dog lies beside you and exhales deeply, they're saying, you are my safe place. With you, I can finally let go. It's not just relaxation, it's devotion. Proof of a bond so deep it rewrites thousands of years of evolution. Because in that sigh is trust. In that sigh is love too big for words. For Sarah, this realization changed everything. She started responding differently. When Max sighed in longing, she put down her phone and played. When he sighed in frustration, she slowed training and offered reassurance. When he sighed in contentment, she gently stroked his fur, letting him know she felt it too. And Max responded. His sighs of longing grew fewer. His sighs of love grew more frequent. Their bond deepened in ways Sarah never expected, all because she finally started listening. And now, I want you to pause and think of your own dog. Think of the last time they sighed. Did you stop and wonder what it meant? Did you pause and look closer? Or did you brush it off as nothing? Imagine going back to that moment with new eyes. Imagine hearing the love, the longing, the trust hidden in that sound. How would you have responded? How will you respond next time? Because the truth is, once you understand the sigh, you understand more than just one behavior. You begin to see the tilt of the head, the paw on your knee, the quiet glance across the room. You begin to realize your dog is always speaking. And when you answer, you create a bond that lasts a lifetime. Sarah realized this most powerfully on Max's birthday. She had baked him a little dog cake, invited a couple of friends, showered him with toys. At the end of the night, Max curled against her, resting his head on her lap. He sighed, soft, steady, peaceful. And Sarah knew instantly what it meant. Joy, belonging, love. She leaned down and whispered back, I hear you, Max. I always will. That's what every dog deserves. to be heard, to be understood, to be loved in the language they speak. So tonight, when your dog sighs, don't dismiss it. Listen, watch their body language, feel their presence. Know that in that moment, they're letting you into their world. Because your dog doesn't just sigh to release air, they sigh to release their heart. And if you choose to listen, your bond will never be the same. If this story opened your eyes, take a moment tonight. Notice your dog's sighs. Notice how they change in different moments. And share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear what your dog is telling you. Don't forget to like this video if it touched your heart, and subscribe for more insights into the hidden psychology of dogs. And in my next video, we'll dive into another secret habit, why your dog follows you from room to room, even to the bathroom. Once you understand that, you'll see their devotion in a whole new light. Until then, keep listening, because every look, every gesture, every sigh your dog gives you is a gift.